gonna try and do a quick video here. Clearly decided I didn't care what I looked like. I wasn't even gonna mess with it. But so about, I don't know, last week I was hanging out with my friend Liz, and she asked me about pain, if I have pain with ulcerative colitis, and it kind of got me thinking that, so pain is something that comes along with Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, other IBD, um, and then, kind of one of the misconceptions is that, it's a stomach ache, your, belly just hurts, whatever. It's not really, I mean, there is, kind of what feels like a stomach ache, some discomfort, bloating, all that fun jazz at times, but there's also like serious pain that can come along with it. So 9 years ago when I was first diagnosed, I was in extreme pain when I was in the hospital, so they had me hooked up IVs to give me pain meds and everything like that. Right now, during my current flare, I just have pain when I use the restroom sometimes, and not every time, just sometimes. And again, with all of this, everyone's different. So there's some people that are probably, in pain all the time. Some people may not have any pain. Some people maybe the same as me, just when they use the restroom. However, the case may be. So it can be extremely painful at times. Sometimes that pain only lasts maybe 10 seconds or so. But in that time, it's just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. You kind of are just like, can I black out now? Can I just be done with it? And then it goes away, and then it's just kind of like, fine. Does leave you kind of tiring after, because, obviously when you are in pain, you're going to feel some exhaustion after that. So for me, though, and I would say that I actually handle pain pretty well, I think. The only thing that I really have that I can compare it to would maybe be a menstrual cramp, which I usually get pretty bad ones of those too. Kind of just feels like someone's stabbing you with a needle in my uterus. Fun times. So I would say, though, at times my colitis pain is a lot worse than a menstrual cramp. So then I was kind of curious. So I'm in this Facebook group, and I asked moms on there if they, how would compare their IBD pain to labor. So I'm just going to read a couple of the comments from people that answered my question. So no way as bad as labor, completely different though. At least with labor pain you get an award. My labor didn't hurt that bad, and neither does my UC for the most part. I have a high pain tolerance, and my GI was surprised I wasn't in the ER from pain in my last flare because of how bad it was. Sometimes I get pain in my stomach that feels worse than labor, but if I had to choose, labor was probably worse because of how consistent the cramps and contractions were. My worst Crohn's flare was way worse than my labor and delivery. I had an emergency C-section with one of my twins when I was not properly numbed and felt basically everything. My worst Crohn's flare was still worse than that. I'll take the labor pain over it all. I've had flare-ups, abscess pain, and kidney stones. My labor when my daughter was born was a piece of cake compared to the pain I've gone through because of Crohn's. This is worse. With labor, it's going to end and you get a baby. This is just misery, and sometimes I want to die. I feel really bad for that person. I went completely natural with both of mine. I would rather be in that last 5 minutes of pain before delivery 24/7 than ever experience another Crohn's pain again. I have UC and 3 children. I would rather have another 10 babies over the UC pain. I feel like my mind helped blocked out some of the pain as I was in labor, but my body blocks out zero pain from Crohn's. I had an epidural, but it happened much later than I'd planned. The labor pains were worse than any UC pains I've experienced. Longer, more persistent, stronger. So, like I said, a kind of a variety there. I said everyone's different, everyone's pain is different, but it does kind of show that the pain that you get from IBD with Crohn's and colitis is no joke at times, so it's not just a stomach ache. So that just kind of there puts that into a little bit of perspective for everyone, just again trying to create some more awareness about what this whole thing's like. So yeah, awareness is great, and then Also, as always, the Take Steps for Crohn's and Colitis Walk is coming up in a couple weeks. So if you want to donate to my team, Wild Ones, that would be awesome. I'll include the link in this post or in the comments or somewhere like that. Thanks.